Hello, everyone. Welcome to the News Browse News broadcast. The U.S. stock market is experiencing hesitant movements, with the S&P 500 up 0.1% and the Nasdaq Composite up 0.4%, while the Dow Jones Industrial Average slipped 107 points in early Monday trading. This follows the S&P 500's first winning week in 6. Crude oil prices, however, remain unsettled, fluctuating between gains and losses. This volatility comes amidst ongoing efforts by Egyptian, Pakistani, and Turkish mediators to broker a 45-day ceasefire agreement and reopen the Strait of Hormuz. The diplomatic push is taking place ahead of a critical deadline set by U.S. President Donald Trump, who has threatened to bomb Iranian power plants and other infrastructure if a deal is not reached. Recent attacks by Israel and the U.S. killed 25 people in Iran, including a Revolutionary Guard intelligence head, prompting Iranian missile responses. The Canadian press reports that oil prices have surged significantly since the conflict began 5 weeks ago, leading nations like Japan and South Korea to seek alternative energy routes. Global News reports that Canada's Information Commissioner, Caroline Maynard, has strongly criticized the Department of National Defence, DND, for ignoring access to information requests, calling the conduct completely unacceptable. In 2 recent rulings, Maynard found that DND's Assistant Deputy Minister Policy Office failed to respond to requests filed by Global News concerning briefing materials for Defense Minister David McGuinty's meetings with German and Norwegian counterparts on a multi-billion-dollar submarine contract, and his overseas trips to Ukraine, Poland, and Latvia. The commissioner emphasized DND's continuing struggles to provide timely responses and ordered the release of the withheld records, urging Minister McGuinty to enforce compliance with the Access to Information Act. DND's Deputy Minister, Christian Fox, has agreed to implement Maynard's recommendations and release the documents within 30 days. Global News reports that more than 8,000 Volkswagen vehicles in Canada are being recalled due to a significant safety risk identified by Transport Canada. The recall affects 2025 model year Volkswagen Jetta and Taos vehicles. The core issue is a software problem that could cause the instrument cluster, including vital information like the speedometer, gear selection indicators, and warning lights, not to display when the vehicle is started. This malfunction prevents drivers from accessing crucial vehicle data, creating a potential hazard. Volkswagen plans to inform affected owners by mail, advising them to bring their vehicles to a dealership for a necessary software update. If required, the instrument cluster itself may also be replaced. As of the report, no injuries related to this defect have been reported. The recall, with manufacturer number 9OZ5, was initially issued on March 25 and updated on April 2. Global News reports that a recent poll conducted by Spark Advocacy's polling arm in March indicates a significant portion of Canadians are open to exploring membership in the European Union. The survey of 4,000 people found that 1 in 4 respondents, or 25%, believe it would be a good idea for Canada to formally join the economic and political bloc. Furthermore, 58% of respondents expressed interest in exploring the proposal further, while a smaller segment considered it a bad idea. Bruce Anderson, Spark's Chief Strategy Officer, suggests this growing openness stems from a desire to lessen Canada's dependence on the United States, particularly after over a year of tariffs imposed by U.S. President Donald Trump's second administration. French Foreign Minister Jean-Noël Barrot recently mused about Canada potentially joining the EU, though Prime Minister Mark Carney dismissed the idea last June, favoring deeper trade and security ties over full membership. Gas prices in Metro Vancouver are once again on the rise and are expected to climb further this week, City News Everywhere reports. Analysts at GasBuddy.com indicate the average price per liter reached $2.11 on Sunday, marking a 1.4-cent increase over the past week. The surge is attributed to increasing global oil costs, stemming from the U.S. and Israel's attacks on Iran and ongoing disruptions to traffic in the Strait of Hormuz, a crucial shipping route. Patrick DeHaan, head of petroleum analysis at GasBuddy, warns that Canadians will continue to feel the impact of rising wholesale costs, potentially pushing the national average higher. He also noted that diesel fuel prices have reached a record high of 225 cents per liter. The future trajectory of fuel prices remains highly uncertain, largely dependent on the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz. U.S. President Donald Trump has issued a Monday night deadline for Tehran to reopen the strait, threatening strikes on Iran's infrastructure, a move Iran's parliamentary speaker Mohammad Bagher Kalibaf called reckless. As of Monday morning, prices in Metro Vancouver varied from 2.20 straight of 42 to 223.5 $5 per liter. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.